Welcome back to the final part of Headliners. We're zinging through it tonight and we get back into it with The Independent. We found the reason why people are scared of clowns, possibly because they run the country, Roger.
This is a study which has found that 5% of respondents, I think, have self-diagnosed or claimed to be sufferers from coulrophobia, which I wasn't familiar with before, if I'm honest, but that is apparently the technical term for fear of clowns.
People who are afraid of clowns. You must know that.
I was vaguely aware of that, but I've always thought it...
I didn't know it had a word.
I had a joke.
Seriously.
I had a mate who was a cartoonist. There's a famous cartoon where two cannibals are around their big cooking pot and they're eating a clown, and one of them goes, "Does this taste funny?" It's a very famous cartoon. I said the punchline should be, "No, more scary, actually," because it's very well known. It's understood. A lot of children burst into tears when they're approached by clowns.
Which is understandable, isn't it? Because that's all to do with the face paintings. These bizarre, grotesque face paintings that clowns, of course, have. And actually, it will benefit this study, I suspect, to look into the anthropological development of clown face painting
well, a lot
in order
of it,
to understand why they look like they do.
It might come back to your Italian ancestors again, because a lot of that stuff does make commedia dell'arte and all that sort of stuff.
And they're less scary on stage, aren't they, in a proscenium stage 40 feet from you than they are in person close up.
When they rush
Which
up...
is why the painting is so grotesque, of course, to cross that.
They have the face paint, and the other thing they do is they're grotesquely clumsy, right? And they do it in order to generate pathos. But there is something a little bit alarming about somebody who can't bend over and pick something up without... Do you know what I mean? Like, without falling over. It's a little bit...
And some
like
do seem angry, too. There's an angry tone to their voice or their gestures. And then they kill people and bury them under their homes.
Somebody said, probably the greatest clowns on screen be the Marx Brothers, right? And that was like a clown troupe within... And David Thompson, who wrote a lot of interesting stuff about film, he said the interesting thing with the Marx Brothers... Groucho would break out occasionally and speak to... Is it Margaret Dumont, the big sort of statuesque woman? But generally speaking, when the four of them were engaged in action, they were oblivious to the outside world. They were like a little isolated storm of chaos and anarchy. Very similar to a clown who's just unable to engage with the real world and lives in a slightly sort of childlike delusion about what's going on.
So they became an organic spectacle. That's what you're suggesting.
Yeah, sealed off. Yeah. Real. And it is a bit... I find Marx Brothers films... I don't know, there's scenes that are funny, but there are other scenes that you kind of go... Oh, my God, get them away from the opera. It's like...
Although, I would say Marx Brothers films have aged better than most films of their era.
They might do.
In terms of being funny.
That is a whole PhD, which silent movies and which early movies, because the Chaplin... But anyway, we've moved on.